Halo and Gears of War, two epic universes with so many standout characters, species, factions, and so on. A question many have always wondered is what would happen if the Arbiter, thel vadam, ever encountered the Locust High General RAAM. As always, I'm your host Abz, and I'll be calling this one right down the middle. Welcome to the Abz Multiverse. This video will be split into three sections. Firstly, a look into thel vadam, his weaponry, skills, any weaknesses, etc. And then a look into General RAAM and the might that he possesses. And then we'll put the two formidable forces up against one another, discussing various scenarios. So let's get into this. The Arbiter, thel vadam. So Vadam was taught the ways of the warrior by a relative, like Vadam, and eventually he advanced within the Covenant ranks because of his fighting skills. He is strong, proud, and agile, being able to pick up humans from the head and toss them several meters away. He can kill a Geralhane with a melee hit, and he can keep up with Spartans in terms of speed, but his only equal is the Master Chief. He's taken hits from the Flood, Tartarus, and more, but he always lives to see another day. He is a great leader of the Sangheili and has led by example on numerous occasions, such as when he executed the Prophet of Truth, after ironically learning the truth about the Halo rings and destroying the devastating flood on the Ark. His Arbiter harness grants him the full body energy shield, which rests itself after a short period of time. This protects him from all sorts of weaponry and damage, but if he takes too much damage, then the shield will break and deactivate, but it can be replenished when he is not taking fire. The harness also has the active camo system, which turns him invisible, although it leaves a warped shimmer of his silhouette. Nevertheless, this gives him supreme advantage against the most formidable of foes. The Arbiter uses the signature weapon of the Sangheili, the energy sword, which is effective on any battlefield, along with his trusty rifles, the plasma and carbine rifles respectively, giving him great accurate use in short to medium ranges with the plasma rifle, as well as longer ranges with the carbine. He also carries plasma grenades with him, which can stick onto enemies and detonate within 3 seconds of sticking. Thel vadam doesn't really have any real weaknesses, but he is honourable and will refuse to take any underhanded tactics, even if it made victory easier. Would this element of pride be a weakness against the mighty General RAAM? That's the question. General RAAM, the High General of the Locust Horde, RAAM. He rose to become a member of the elite Theron Guard unit thanks to his skill, intellect, and strength. His loyalty and expert military leadership eventually granted him the role of High General of the Queen's Locust Horde, a monstrous, durable locust drone who towers above many, being able to pick up humans with one hand, just like Vadam, and be able to easily toss them away. He can also break through concrete walls and hit cars away like they're nothing, and he's also been able to block a chainsaw with just his fist. At a first glance, he may seem like a dumb oversized drone, but in fact, he was considered a genius in terms of military leadership and strategy, outsmarting the intelligent humans on many occasions. He has a personally made heavy and durable armor set, and RAAM also has his serrated knife. This is a large dagger to him, but that's because of how huge he is. In human sizes, it's a serrated sword. RAAM's other vicious weaponry includes a heavily modified and custom made, devastating machine gun known as the Troika, which has been tailored to his sheer strength, being able to shred flesh with ease at a short to medium range, at an extremely high rate of fire. He also has the Boltok pistol as a sidearm, a high caliber, double action revolver that shoots slowly but packs a punch. However, his main weapon you could say were the Krill, highly aggressive carnivores that swarm together to pulverize any living matter down to the bone in the blink of an eye. And RAAM mysteriously had a mastery over these beasts. They also protected him as a shield against any gunfire or harm, but the Krill were sensitive to bright sources of light, which would give them physical pain and even burst them into flames whenever they were exposed.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So let's fit this into a crossover lore scenario. Let's say, because the Arbiter has a death wish, the Sanshayum send him to the planet Zera to recover some supposedly lost Forerunner relics that seem to have been devoured by this Lamban abomination, and he's also been sent to contain this threat from spreading. But he is sent on a solo mission, as the prophets expect him to die and intend to cast him as another great martyr of the Covenant on their path to the Great Journey. So, as Vadam observes the Lambant's characteristics from afar, near an entrance to the Hollow, he is slowly approached by General RAAM, who has returned following a scouting mission. The Arbiter isn't here for RAAM, so he honors RAAM to leave now in one piece. But RAAM isn't interested. He has identified this strange species that is not part of the Locust Horde. RAAM has one goal, which is to eliminate this strange, advanced creature before it does any damage to the Locust Horde's efforts against humanity. The Arbiter says,
"Were it so easy,"
and draws his energy sword. He's ready to take on this mighty creature.
I have faced the flood and silenced truth. I will quell your thunder and douse your flame.
Now this would be a very tactical battle, to say the least. They are both geniuses in military combat, so every move they both make in this fight would be expertly done. RAAM will know his strengths and weaknesses, and Vadam will immediately be able to read RAAM's attributes as well as the Krill's, thanks to his experience against many different foes. The Arbiter could easily cloak and get up close and personal with his energy sword, but against RAAM it's not as simple as that. The Krill would protect and shield RAAM, so Vadam would have to slice his way through Krill before getting to RAAM, giving RAAM time to react. Although he is much slower than Vadam, RAAM would spray his devastating Troika machine gun everywhere since he can't detect Vadam's presence. But he would have some idea of where he is, since the Locust have acute senses. RAAM can't hit what he can't see, so he'd blindly unload his brutal Troika. So Vadam, using his supreme speed and agility, would have to get out of harm's way. RAAM cannot be able to afford to let Vadam get too close, because although he has his trusty serrated sword, which could impale and kill the Arbiter, RAAM wouldn't be able to match his speed in close quarters combat, which renders his sword pointless, really. RAAM is a beast in close quarters against most enemies, like the Lambent atrocities, or even when he ripped the heart out of the 12-foot tall, monstrous, former General Srark. But Vadam is something entirely different. Along with the fact that the energy sword is a brutal weapon on any battlefield, and could even pierce through the monstrous High General. There are different ways in how this battle could go, based on the arsenal of the two characters, but ultimately, thel Vadam would most likely win this battle. Vadam is more battle hardened, against a variety of enemies and situations. He has battled the Flood, the former chieftain Tartarus. He's taken on humans, Spartans, and even other Sangheili, whereas RAAM has mainly only fought the Lamban and the humans, who aren't as big of a threat as the species in the Halo universe are, because Halo's universe is a lot more overpowered than Gears of War's. So one way in how the Arbiter may defeat RAAM could go like this. Vadam will think of a way to eliminate RAAM's deadliest weapon, the Krill. Spending time picking Krill off from a distance with the carbine would be of no use. He would require more lethality, so he would very accurately throw his plasma grenades onto RAAM's Krill shield. The grenades would stick, detonate, and kill the available Krill, before RAAM can call more Krill to his aid, and while he relentlessly fires his Troika, he would manage to get some good hits on Vadam, since he's literally using a chain gun, but the Arbiter's speed allows him to survive by dodging many bullets, just as RAAM needs to reload. During this very short window of opportunity, Vadam would have to activate his cloak and swiftly approach RAAM. RAAM needs to reload, and he still needs to recall more Krill, but he has no time. All he has left is his brute force and his serrated sword. He throws his Troika to one side and prepares for Vadam, who is charging towards him. They engage, but RAAM's too slow against Vadam's speed. All RAAM would need to do is to get a hold of the Arbiter, so he could literally rip him apart with his bare hands or sword. However, this is easier said than done, because the Arbiter's superior speed would allow him to outdo RAAM in close quarters combat. RAAM wouldn't be able to get near him and would be on the defensive. Vadam would get through and would pierce RAAM through the heart, putting an end to the Locust's monstrous High General. This was a very fun matchup, given how amazing the universes of Halo and Gears of War are, as well as how the Arbiter's and RAAM's styles contrast very well. But hang on, let's rewind, before this fight has a worthy winner. Imagine, what if, midway through this battle, the Arbiter and General RAAM's fight is interrupted by the Lambent, meaning that they temporarily disband this battle and join forces to extinguish the mindless emotion vectors. They both get to work, energy sword and serrated sword in hand, as they both slice and dice the Lambent mutagens, teaming up the perfect balance of power and speed, the perfect team of brute force and elegance. After eliminating the Lambent threat, they earn each other's respect. They both put away their swords. RAAM invites the Arbiter to Nexus, as he notes how this creature could be of great assistance to the Horde and their efforts against humanity. Vadam agrees, but his intentions are different. He notes that RAAM could be of use to the Covenant on the battlefield. He wonders if there are more like him, creatures like RAAM, who, if they were to join the Covenant and be equipped with more advanced weaponry and equipment, could be a force on the battlefield for the Covenant Empire and their quest on the Great Journey. Vadam wants to know more about this race and what else they have to offer. A strange alliance has formed, however both sides have different intentions. So that, my friends, is the Arbiter versus General RAAM. I left it open on a bit of a cliffhanger, in case you guys really enjoy this and maybe want to see an episode 2 of what would happen if Vadam went to the Locust capital Nexus. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already if you enjoy the content, and a special thank you to the channel members for your extra support. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm your host Abz, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.